Hello and welcome to English Digest. I'm your host, Seb.
And I'm Sam.
Let's start by talking about one of my favorite things.
Okay.
Something I've been doing a lot of this week.
Yes?
Watching Netflix shows.
Oh, yeah.
So, Sam, what are your favorite Netflix shows?
Okay, so I really enjoyed watching this show called Nailed It. Nailed It 我们中文就说搞定了. But the truth is, these amateur bakers never nailed it.
Never, no.
It's so much fun watching people who know nothing about baking but join in this baking competition. And how about you? What's your favorite show?
BoJack Horseman. I don't know if you've seen BoJack Horseman. Yeah.
It's very good, but I feel like after watching it, I become very depressed.
And that's the funny thing about it, because it's also supposed to be a comedy.
Yes.
In fact, one of the reasons BoJack Horseman is so popular is that it focuses on this circle of high-profile fictional celebrities who have seemingly successful careers in Hollywood. When you start watching it, though, you think it's going to focus on, their romantic lives and all of their success and the glamour of being a famous person. But what it really does is reveals a lot about their personal hardships, their anxiety, their psychological problems. In fact, I think the Guardian newspaper called it the most depressing comedy.
It's really depressing, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and that's quite similar to our translation exercise for today, right?
Right. Yeah, we are going to be talking quite a bit about how TV is changing and also the secret lives of celebrities. So let's get started with our first sentence.
好，马上呢看到我们 Part A 的单句翻译哦。首先看到我们第一句的中文，他说呢，许多人对台剧的印象呢是他们注重爱情，但是呢那部分已经不如以前一样重要了。在这边呢，我们开始翻译之前，先提醒大家呢，我们可以使用现在简单式来描述一个事实，因为在这个句子里面，我们是讲这个台剧，大家对它的印象，这是一个事实，所以用现在简单式。
Right, Taiju, that would be Taiwanese dramas, wouldn't it?
Yes,
right.
yeah.
So I think Asia is very, very well known for all of its different dramas, Japanese dramas.
Yes, Korean dramas.
That's Hanju, right? I'm guessing.
Hanju, yes.
But going back, we're talking about Taiwanese dramas here, and we can translate today's sentence as... Many people's impression of Taiwanese dramas is that they focus on romance, but that part isn't as important as in the past. Okay, so there's a lot we can work on there, a lot of difficult phrases, a lot of different ideas we need to translate. But let's start with our impression of.
好，所以呢，我们看到 impression 这个名词其实就是一个印象，所以对什么东西有印象，我们就可以说 an impression of something。我们 of 后面加上一个名词，例如呢，我们在这边翻译的这句他说 many people's impression of Taiwanese dramas， 很多人对于台剧的印象。那么我们如果要说是留给什么人的印象，我们只要搭配这个动词，我们可以使用 make 或是 leave， 后面呢加上一个形容词，再加上 impression on somebody， 对什么人留下了一个什么样的印象。比方说我们看这个例句了 The speakers at the Human Rights Conference made a big impression on all of us. 人权会议的讲者们呢，让我们所有人都留下了深刻的印象。这边呢，我们就加上形容词 big， 一个很大的印象 on all of us， 在我们所有人之中留下了这个深刻的印象。
Right, yeah, I'm sure they would have. And remember, there are lots of other nouns similar to impression that can help us express our opinions. So in this sentence, for example, we could change impression for these words that I'm about to say now and pay attention to the prepositions we're using with them here. People's opinions of Taiwanese dramas. So there we're talking about their opinions of rather than their impressions of. And we're using the preposition of. People's beliefs about, which is almost the same. We're talking about what they think of the dramas. But when we're talking about their beliefs about something, it implies that they've probably seen less dramas or no Taiwanese dramas, and they just have an idea from the outside about what it might be like. So they have less information. And lastly, people's attitudes toward Taiwanese dramas. And that, again, is how they feel about it. But that could be that they have seen a lot of them and they have what we can call in English informed opinion. An informed opinion is when you've looked at the facts and you've got to know your subject and developed a proper opinion about it rather than just, I think it might be this way. It's
cool.
something more defined. So, for example, I watched the Taiwanese Netflix show A Taiwanese Tale of Two Cities, 双城故事. And honestly, I didn't like it. My opinion was the characters weren't very realistic, and I think it put too much emphasis on the romantic relationships of the women, which I thought wasn't necessary. But I know that some people have more positive attitudes toward it. See, I just used one of the words there. They like how it showed cultural differences between people in Taiwan and the Chinese diaspora, people who speak Chinese in other parts of the world. Have you watched the show?
No. I've heard of it, but
you don't need to.
I don't really like watching love stories. Yeah, and they advertise it as a love story between I remember it was San Francisco and Taipei, right? Two different cities. Yeah. OK， 好，所以呢，我们在这边看到了这个注重强调的这个用法呢，我们就可以使用这个片语focus on。OK，focus 就是聚焦，所以聚焦在什么东西上面，就是注重它，强调它。那意思相近的片语呢，我们也可以说 center on， 把什么东西当成这个重心，或是 concentrate on， 专注于，或者呢，我们也可以讲说 put emphasis 或者 put stress on something， 这些呢都是这个强调什么东西的片语。那另外呢，我们也可以使用及物动词，比方说呢 emphasize、stress 或是 highlight 这些动词呢，它们也可以有这个强调的意思。我们呢在句子里面可以视状况来互换使用。我们可以看一下例句哦。In his report， 在这位医生的报告当中呢 ，the doctor emphasized the importance of getting regular health checkups。他强调呢要定期做健康检查的重要性。
Right, and I'm glad you used that sentence actually, because I think that last example sentence helps us point out the differences between some of the phrases that we've learned. So let's look at it again. In his report, the doctor emphasized the importance of getting regular health checkups. So here the word emphasize shows that the doctor wanted readers to know that it is really important that people get regular health checkups. We could also use stressed the importance here too, or even underlined the importance of regular checkups. If we say highlighted, though, the meaning of the sentence changes slightly. What we're saying now is that the doctors think that getting regular health checkups is important new information that readers might not have known about. So they might think that they don't need to go to the doctors. With stress, underline, and emphasize, he or she could just be reminding the readers that it's really important to get checkups. Lastly, with center on, focus on, and concentrate on, we mean that the doctor is mostly talking about regular health checkups. So it could just be a report on checkups in general. It doesn't have to be reminding readers that they have to go to the doctor. So to recap, that was a lot of information. Here are 3 sentences where we can't use all the words in the same way. The government notice stressed the importance of cutting down plastic waste. The scientist wrote a report in which he highlighted a possible new way of reducing CO2 emissions. So that is new information there. We're using highlighted. And lastly, this novel centers mostly on the relationship between the main character and her mom. But it talks about other things too. So there, again, it's not new information. It's not reminding people. Its main theme is the relationship.
OK， 好，所以呢，这边 Sep 就提醒我们呢，虽然说呢，我们一样都是讲说强调。但是呢，假如说我们是说 stressed 或是 emphasize， 表示呢是这个特别要提醒我们的读者，要强调这件事情，再一次重申，这个是很重要的事情。那如果呢，我们是讲说 highlight， 把它像是用荧光笔涂起来，那它可能是一个新的资讯，我们呢特别把它强调出来，跟我们刚刚讲的这个 stress 或是 emphasize 其实有一点不一样。那再来看到我们讲说这个 center 或者是 concentrate on， 虽然说我们中文一样翻译为强调，但是呢，它其实是比方说像我们的例句这里是小说呢是以人物之间的关系为主，是以这个东西为中心，所以一样都是强调，但是他们在英文里面这个意思还是有一点点不太一样啊。那另外呢，我们看到一个用法，不如什么一样，这个用法呢，我们就可以说呢 not as 后面加上这个形容词或是副词，再加上一个 as， 我们也可以说 not so 怎么样 as 什么东西。
Right, so we could express that with this example sentence too. Facebook isn't as popular with young people as it was a few years ago. A similar structure you can use if you want to try something a little bit more eloquent, a little bit more high level, is this one. Thing A lacks the quality of thing B. So here lack means 缺少 in Chinese, and we're saying that thing A doesn't have as much of a certain quality as thing B. Here the same sentence from before using lack can show us how that works. Facebook lacks the popularity with young people that it had a few years ago. So we're inverting that sentence a little bit there, but it's expressing the same idea.
好，所以我们刚刚看到说不如什么一样是这个用法。那如果是和什么东西一样呢 ？OK， 我们就把这个 not 拿掉，我们就直接讲说 as 后面呢加上一个形容词或是副词，再加上另外一个 as。I will remember what you did for me as long as I live。我活得多久呢，就会记得多久你为我做的事情。
Very dramatic.
好，马上呢看到我们第二个句子呢，他呢继续讲台剧的事情哦。他说呢，例如以获颁众多奖项的《我们与恶的距离》，探讨隐私与媒体自由间的平衡。好的，在这个句子里面呢，我们就是使用现在简单式呢来描述一个事实哦。但是呢，注意到呢，我们会这边呢引导的关系子句呢，我们则是使用了这个现在完成式来表达已经发生的事情。
I don't think I've seen that one actually. But we translate the sentence like this. For example, the world between us, which has received numerous awards, explores the balance between privacy and press freedom. Interesting topic.
好，在这个句子里面呢，我们用到非常重要的用法，就是非限定的关系子句了。就是我们与恶的距离后面呢，大家有没有看到这个逗号，然后加上我们的这个关系代名词 which， 后面呢再加上一个动词。那这个呢是一个非限定的关系子句哦。非限定关系子句它的用途就用来补充说明，用来补充说明的意思呢，就是即使这个句子里面呢，你把这个非限定关系子句删除呢，它也不会造成语义不完整。那呢在这边有注意到呢，我们这个先行词通常是世界上唯一一个的东西，我们才会使用这个补充说明。比方说是一个人名，比方说呢是一座山等等一个国家。那这个用法的关系代名词前面呢一定要有动点，并且呢它是不能够用 that 来代替了。我们呢可以看一下这个例句 This is a picture of my grandfather, 逗号 who lived to be 105 years old.
Wow.
这是我爷爷的照片，他活了105岁。这个逗号呢很重要，因为同学呢很常会分不清楚要不要逗号。其实呢你就记得这个非限定用法，我们说它是补充说明嘛，所以其实就很像我们之前有学过的同位语。比方说呢，我的朋友逗号 Amy 逗号喜欢吃水果 OK， 我们都是在讲 Amy 就是我的朋友，喜欢吃水果的也是我的朋友，所以我们在这边用逗号来补充说明，这个叫做同位语。那你用这种用法来联想来记忆哦，其实你就知道说哦，如果我们是要补充说明的话，其实它就是非限定，它就是要有一个逗号。
Right. And one of the most important things about this structure when you're using it is you need to remember the commas. The commas are really important because when we take the comma out of this sentence, we get a restrictive clause. And so going back to your example with your grandfather,
yes.
if we say this is a picture of my grandfather who lived to be 105, no comma, what we're saying is he is one of our grandfathers. I could have another grandfather who lived to be 107, and I'm saying that this is the one who lived to be 105. If that is still a bit unclear, here is an example sentence with a really dangerous situation where commas are really important. So, my girlfriend, who I upset, is really important to me. I'm sorry I hurt her. Or, my girlfriend who I upset is really important to me. I'm sorry I hurt her. So do you see the slight difference there?
Yeah.
Without the comma, we're identifying which girlfriend you care about. So in the second sentence, because we have no comma, we're saying that I care about the girlfriend I upset, but the girlfriend I didn't upset, I don't care about.
Yeah, which means you have more than just one girlfriend.
Yeah, you have at least two girlfriends.
OK， 在这个句子的差别哦，其实就是在于这个有没有逗号。第一种呢，我们有逗号，就是我们讲的补充说明，就是我们的这个非限定的用法。所以呢，我们就知道我的女朋友 OK， 我让她生气了，所以我们知道说我只有一个女朋友。那第二句呢，就是所谓的限定用法，它的功能呢不是补充说明，而是要指定，而是要形容被我惹生气的那一个。所以呢，在这边就表示呢，你可能不只有一个女朋友，你可能有很多个，你只关心你惹生气的这个，其他都不重要，所以要小心一点，千万不要讲错了。再来呢，我们看到句子里面说这个获得奖项，在这边呢，获得奖项的获得，我们就使用动词 receive an award。那其他获得的动词呢，我们也可以使用这个 obtain。那 obtain 呢，通常是表示你经过努力 或者是经过这个计划而获得某种东西。OK， 比方说我们看这个例句哦 ，After obtaining the position he'd sought for years, Greg finally felt happy with his life。在格瑞格呢获得他追逐多年的职位后，他对于自己的生活终于感到幸福。在这边是他追逐多年，他终于获得的这个获得，我们就可以使用 obtain。那另外呢，我们看到这个 acquire 它比较是强调是取得知识或是取得技能，比较像是这个学习到一个什么东西，你取得了这个技能的感觉。那另外呢，还有这个单字gain 就强调说你是经过努力而取得的成就或者是好处，我们会用 gain。那在这边呢，除了 receive 之外呢，其他动词呢都强调这个是你很努力很久，你主动努力争取才获得后面的这个东西哦。那获得奖项，当然你也要努力，但是并不是因为你很努力所以就可以得到，而是要评审评断说你是不是够格来得奖。所以在这边呢，我们是使用 receive。
Right. The other thing that we can talk about here are the words that we can swap with award. So, for example, we could use the word accolades. That's A-C-C-O-L-A-D-E-S. That's the plural accolades. We can take off the S for the singular. And an accolade is an exceptional award or prize from a particular field, industry, or competition. So the actress received the highest accolade in the industry for her performance in the film. We could say that the Oscars, for example, are an example of an accolade.
Okay.
Or we could talk about being lauded for something. And I think with American pronunciation, it's a little bit more like lauded for something. I'll need to check that. But the spelling of that, by the way, is L-A-U-D, laud, and that means to be praised for something, normally in a very high, fancy way. So Jeremy's work has been lauded by everyone in the country. Okay, and lastly, we could talk about the wooden spoon. Now, this is a British idiom, and it means the prize you get for coming last or being the worst. And we can also just use it to say that someone came last. For example, in this sentence, Jim got the wooden spoon in the running race. From that sentence, we know he was the slowest person.
OK， 好，所以呢，看到这个奖项之后呢，我们看到在这个句子里面，我们同时使用到探讨。探讨呢，我们就可以使用动词 explore。OK，explore 通常呢就用来表达这个艺术作品讨论什么样的议题或是主题。OK， 我们可以看到这个例句 ，This history podcast explores the topic of war in great detail。这个历史 podcast 这个播客呢，深入探讨战争主题。那另外呢，我们也看到这个什么跟什么之间的平衡，我们呢就会使用这个单词 balance。The balance between A and B， 在 A 跟 B 之间的一个平衡。如果呢，我们是要说达成A 和 B 之间的平衡呢，我们就会使用动词 strike、achieve 或是 find。strike a balance between A and B， 用这些动词达成这个 A 和 B 之间的平衡。Stephen does his best to find a balance between work and family。史蒂芬呢尽力达成工作与家庭之间的平衡。好的，所以呢，这边呢是我们刚刚 Part A 的句子，我们呢休息一下，等一下回来看我们 Part B Single Sentence Translation。好的，马上呢回到我们 Part B 的句子翻译哦。刚刚看完了这个我们台剧的变化呢，接下来就要看一下这些艺人哦，艺人的生活怎么样。在我们这边呢，看到 Part B 的第一句，他说艺人的生活看似令人向往，但我们却很少看到他们成功背后所隐藏的辛苦。我们可以使用现在简单式来描述一个事实。
And of course, we can translate 艺人 as pop idol. So that's how our sentence begins. Our English sentence is, pop idols' lives seem to be glamorous, but we seldom see the hardships that lie behind their success. And we can also actually eliminate the to be there. We could also say, pop idols' lives seem glamorous, but we seldom see the hardships that lie behind their success. So both of those kind of work. And that's very true. You know, we only see one side of them, and it's, you know, after all, it is a job to be a pop idol.
Yes.
It's not your actual life. So we only get one side of that. Kind of like in BoJack. Okay, so let's look at our first phrase now. How does seem work?
OK， 好，马上能看到我们这边说似乎怎么样，看起来好像。我们在这边有用的动词 seem 或者是呢这个 appear， 它呢就可以用来推测事实或者是描述一个表象你所看到的。那呢它是一个连缀动词，连缀动词是什么呢？它其实就好像 be 动词哦，它通常是用来表示状态而不表示动作，这种动词我们叫做连缀动词。那很特别的呢，就是它在后面可以省略这个 to be， OK， 直接加上 名词或者是形容词，像是本句呢，我们说这个 seem to be glamorous 好像很令人向往啊，我们这个 to be 是可以省略，直接说 seem glamorous。 OK， 那或者是呢，我们也可以保留这个 to 后面呢直接接上一个原形动词了。我们呢用这个方法来造一个例句 Bella appears to have a real talent for learning new languages 贝拉呢似乎有学习新语言的天分哦。
Right, and one interesting thing about seem is we can also use it to express doubt. So even though that seem means 好像, we can use it in two very different ways. And normally we do that through the way that we say a sentence. She seemed happy, for example, which is she seemed happy, she looked happy from what I saw. But I could also say she seemed happy, you know, by changing my intonation, she seemed happy, like that slight change there. I could be meaning she looked happy from what I saw, or I could mean she made people think she was happy, but she likely actually wasn't happy, and we found out that later. So it's a tricky one there. Normally you can tell the difference from the context. You don't have to think so much about the sounds of your voice.
好，现在再来我们看到说是好像怎么样令人向往的，或者是呢我们可以说富有魅力的，我们就用这个形容词glamorous。那常见的用法呢，它很常是形容一个，比方说glamorous job 一个很让人羡慕的工作啊，或者是glamorous life 他的这个生活是很有魅力很精彩的。 OK， 我们看一下这个例句 Annie was overjoyed when she landed a glamorous job as a fashion editor at Vogue. OK， 当安妮得到这个 Vogue 杂志时尚编辑这份令人称羡的工作的时候呢，她欣喜若狂。
I think we should talk about some other very fancy words, shouldn't we? So another one we could use is swanky. This is not quite, it's not really formal English, it's more casual. But swanky, that's S-W-A-N-K-Y, is something that's very luxurious and very impressive. Normally something that you can see. So someone who lives a swanky lifestyle will have a big house, a really fancy car, and he will make everyone see that he has all of this money. So that's a swanky lifestyle. We could also talk about someone doing something enviable, and that literally means something that makes you envious.
Yes.
Enviable.
好，所以呢，在这边呢，看完这个我们说令人羡慕的，我们可以讲说这个 enviable， 或者是呢，我们可以形容它是 swanky， 这个是比较口语的说法，是形容这个东西是很绚丽的，很让人羡慕的。那另外呢，我们继续看到这个句子记得我们刚刚讲过的这个非限定用法，补充说明那在这个句子里面呢，我们就使用了这个限定性的关系子句。OK， 我们看到这边他说 the hardships that lie behind their success。OK， 这边呢，我们就使用这个关系代名词 that来引导一个形容词子句它呢就用来这边修饰我们的先行词 hardships。那注意到呢，这个句子是一个限定性的关系子句，所以呢，在我们的这个关系代名词前面不加逗点。那再来呢，我们限定先行词这个 hardship 呢，我们在这边就用后面的关系子句呢来限定它的特质或者是条件。那在这边呢，如果我们把这个关系子句删除了，会影响句子的意思的完整在这边如果把它删除了，因为它不像刚刚我们说非限定呢，它只是一个补充说明。在这边如果删除了呢，我们就不知道我们在讲的这个 hardship 是哪一个 hardships。 OK， 所以注意到在这边用法是跟刚刚的非限定是很不一样的。 This is a rare flower that blooms only once every few years. OK， 这是每几年才开一次花的罕见花朵。注意到呢，这边假如说我们 that blooms only once every few years 这个句子删掉的话，我们只是讲说 this is a rare flower。OK， 是什么很稀有的花呢？我们没有解释出来，没有指定出来，所以呢，这个就是我们限定性的关系子句的用法。
You know, I actually learned a very useful trick for remembering how to tell the difference between restrictive and non-restrictive clauses. So listen to this. This is the house that Jack built, but that house which John built is falling down. Okay, so I don't know if you can see there, but we're using a restrictive and a non-restrictive clause in that sentence. Restrictives, remember, are defining. They're giving essential information and they don't need a comma. So we're using that in the first case, this is the house that Jack built. We're using that Jack built to define which house we're talking about.
Yes.
However, non-restrictive ones, as you said earlier, are giving additional information that we don't need. If we take them out of the sentence, the sentence will still mean the same thing. So if we take which John built out, it doesn't change what's happening. It doesn't matter that John built it. The point is the house is falling down. Okay, so just remember that. It's if you need a comma, if you're doing it in non-restrictive clause, you should always have a comma. If you're doing a restrictive, do not add the comma. Very, very simple stuff.
好的，再来呢，我们继续看到句子他说这个背后隐藏的原因呢，在这边我们就使用这个片语 lie behind something， 在什么东西背后隐藏起来了。Whatever lies behind Angelo's bad mood， 不管安杰罗心情不好背后的原因是什么 ，I hope it's resolved soon， 我希望那个能够尽快解决。
Let's get on to our second sentence.
好，马上看到我们第二句他说呢，有些人因为网络霸凌而罹患忧郁症，而其他人呢，则因为忙碌的行程而过劳。描述一个事实，所以呢，这句翻译呢，我们就以现在简单式。
And here we're kind of touching on what we were talking about in the introduction here. Some of them suffer from depression due to cyberbullying. That is the pop idols, remember. While others overwork themselves because of their busy schedules. Definitely true if you're a K-pop star, I think.
Yes.
Overworking, definitely true.
好，在这边呢，我们说遭受什么样的苦，或是被什么东西给折磨了，我们就可以使用这个片语 suffer from something。OK， 是什么东西在折磨你？后面呢 something 呢常常接的是，比方说疾病啊 disease， 或者是呢 poverty 贫穷，或是像是饥饿等等这些呢不好的事情。那另外呢，我们也可以直接用 suffer 后面加上一个这个名词哦。如果少了这个 from 的话呢，我们这个 suffer 在这边是要翻译成遭受，或者是承受，或是经历了什么样的一个经验。通常呢是不好的事情哦，比方说你经历了一个受伤，你遭受了一个很大的痛苦，或是损失、失败等等。Adam suffered a serious leg injury when he fell while skiing。当亚当滑雪摔倒的时候呢，他受了严重的腿伤。OK， 在这边我们就使用 suffer 后面直接加上承受到的事情。好，那另外呢，在句子里面我们看到因为怎么样，或是由于怎么样，我们就可以使用这个介系词片语 due to， 或是 owing to， 或是 thanks to、because of 等等这些呢，介系词片语都可以用来表示因为怎么样。OK， 或者是呢，我们也可以很简单的直接使用连接词，像是 because 啊 since 或者是 as。OK， 后面呢我们直接接完整子句，在这边呢都是可以表示这个因为怎么样，或是由于怎么样。那另外呢，我们还可以补充一下，我们看到这个网络霸凌呢，在这边就是使用了这个名词cyberbullying。那这个字呢可以拆解为两个部分哦 ，cyber 就是指网络或是电脑的，那 bullying 呢其实就是这个霸凌的意思。
And I think that's something that we really need to work on getting rid of, cyberbullying. I know that social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are under a lot of pressure to do more, and some of them are trying to do more. In fact, I don't know if you heard this, but Instagram actually is going to have a new AI feature,
oh, really?
Which is going to send warnings to people it thinks are about to send very negative messages or hurtful messages and say, are you sure you want to send this? We've picked you up and you're saying something bad right now. But that won't necessarily fix all of the issues that the celebrities in our translation are fixing, though.
好，现在看到这边 overwork，OK，over 就有超过的意思，比方说呢，像是 overdose 就是过量了。那这边过劳呢，我们就是 overwork， 你工作太多了。那 overwork 也可以当名词，也可以当动词哦。那它的形容词呢，通常我们会说 overworked。OK， 我们形容一个人是工作过度的。比方说呢 ，Amy is so overworked that she regularly stays at the office until 10 p.m. 艾米呢工作过劳，以至于她经常在办公室待到晚上10点啊。好的，所以呢，这边呢是我们刚刚 Part B 的句子，我们呢休息一下。
Unit 8. Translation. March 13th. Many people's impression of Taiwanese dramas is that they focus on romance, but that part isn't as important as in the past. For example, The World Between Us, which has received numerous awards, explores the balance between privacy and press freedom. Pop idols' lives seem glamorous, but we seldom see the hardships that lie behind their success. Some of them suffer from depression due to cyberbullying, while others overwork themselves because of their busy schedules. Well, you know, in English we have a saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. You know, when you're looking at something from the outside, and when you're looking at someone you don't know, it can often seem like things are much better than they really are.
Yes.
And I think that's what we've kind of learned from today's translation. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today's translation exercise. You have the tools now, you have the vocabulary, you can get on there and get some practice in for your university entrance exams. But for English Digest, I'm Seb.
And I'm Sam.
And it's time for us to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye.